happening in pretty shortly.
Okay,
Go.
let me go check.
Let's double
Oh,
check.
Marvel is celebrating Steve Ditko. I ain't know that.
Finally.
Yo, we have to find the missing piece of the puzzle. Okay.
They're doing Disney Legend Awards, and they gave it to Steve. They're doing it in honor of Steve Ditko this year.
Okay, hold on. Are you guys seeing the new live? Just wanted
Yes.
to check.
Yeah, it just popped up for me.
Okay, well, it's gonna give me a moment, so I got time to kill, I guess.
Jeez, this wants me to repost the title like 3 different times, apparently.
What is the
But,
title?
Why did it change? What happened? What? There must be a glitch. Hang on, let me fix it.
yeah.
Hold on, I
No,
see
it's okay. We'll clear it up when we do the editing after the show's over. So.
Oh yeah, no wonder I was confused. The title's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the title. Yeah, I don't know what happened with it. It must be a glitch or something. It's all good.
Yeah. We'll fix it afterwards. So.
Editor, fix it now.
I'm not a genie, Jake.
Tell me the editor.
Oh man, I'm not an owl, quoting Hermione. All right.
We're talking about the laws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're talking about the law, man.
Dude, I seriously was debating as to whether or not to bring up that latest issue of Spider-Man up for discussion tonight, because y'all know how Peter is so miserable in his comic right now. He's such a loser that he's actually using that to gain sympathy from even the villains. They're like, oh, okay, man, we'll cut you a break tonight. So
no, but even then, that's why I hated it in the sense of people who don't know. Rhino and Peter have a very special connection because of the death of his wife.
Yeah.
So he could have really went to Rhino as Peter Parker. So, hey man, just like you trying to start over after your wife passed, I'm trying to start over with all that other stuff. And Rhino probably gave him the same thing. So we kind of missed a real deep connection scene with these two. Just to be like, I'm sad. My life sucks. Please leave me alone.
What the fuck? No fucking way.
The worst part, the person he's on a date with is the lady who runs Ravencroft
I'm talking about
Academy.
something else.
I know. I'm letting you know though, specifically you.
Well, the original Japanese voice actress for Bayonetta just passed away, so you know.
No.
Oh God, Lee, that's the second one today. There was another one who passed. The female.
Missy one.
No, that was like last week. I'm talking about today. Another one passed one.
Oh.
The lady who did JoJo's Lisa, she passed away.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
you were saying something.
Peter dating the lady who runs Ravencroft Asylum. So you know to play Sabretooth, Carnage, all them. Then.
Oh God.
So this is doomed to fail.
This was his third date. This was his third date with her too, and he screwed it up again. Like, dude.
She doesn't seem like a character that will like. She doesn't have that it girl factor for me.
She's going to end up a Paul. I'm telling you that. By the end of this whole era, Paul is going to be the one who dumps Mary Jane for whoever Peter's
I doubt Death subscribers even going to talk about Paul, to be honest.
Dude, somebody has to be saving a champagne bottle for the big D-Day of Paul, you know. So
I don't
think people even care no more, bro.
Yeah, I think people. I know that a lot of people just fed up with Spider-Man just like getting his ass whooped by life over and over.
Yeah. But it's just the fact that everyone around Peter can progress, but Peter cannot, and I think that's what makes it worse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would defend him. I had to defend Miles the other day on TikTok because Miles is getting turned on more and more because Marvel is going out their way to push him more and more while Peter's like going works in the mud.
Yeah.
And you already know how people feel about characters being replaced. Like how that feels.
Yeah, that was one of the big mistakes.
They're not really doing it. I get why you'll feel like that. But Peter's going through it, and Miles is getting W after W after W, new power, new girlfriend, cheating, no problem. Like I get it.
He gets Gwen Stacy in his world, even though we all don't want that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he get his movie girlfriend. He got his current girlfriend. He also got Kamala on the back burner. They can pull that trigger whenever they want to. So like, I get it. You can't really blame Miles for it, but I do get being mad at for how far everyone around Peter has progressed when Peter just keeps getting stuck in this weird circle of bad writing, good writing for one art, bad writing next art.
Yep. Got you.
Um,
But anyway, guys want to get started?
Yeah.
I forgot we were live. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what makes it more special, man. Well, alright then. I guess I should get us started. Welcome to the Phanatic reviews of the comics of the week, audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. You all know I don't give more than 2 intros a week, so go ahead.
I mean, you do give your intro though. That is your intro.
Yeah.
Okay.
live from the island of Matanui is Jake Tylenol, okay? The Chronicler, all right? That's my intro. Don't worry about
Okay, whatever he just said.
it. Yes.
I didn't have time to think of an intro. I was playing Tekken with my sister until like 10:30. So
Yeah.
I'm Austin. Let's go with, I guess.
Yeah, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he. And even though I am chilling in the monster world right now, you guys can still go read the prologue chapter of my Dark AU Alpha Flight fan fiction. It's on AO3. I'll give the deets in a moment.
Also, y'all need to get Alpha Flight and Strike Force. I almost have all of them. I have everybody but North Star.
Well, like, go get my gay boy. Go get my gay boy. Go, Austin. Go get him.
Now together we form the Fanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week.
Of the previous
on
week.
Tuesdays, we're really more of a review channel. We review stuff, so that's our thing. But yeah, we have some exciting stuff for you today. We got some Thor going on. Some fantastic.
Got some Bionicle.
Bionicle. Listen, back from the dead, from which it lay. Bionicle has arisen once again.
Wait, you're not gonna hype your thing up and just say we got Thor, okay? We got a war of gods.
Listen,
we also got some monster related stuff.
Monster High. Listen, from the I don't know much about Monster High. I can't really.
Yeah, we have a new Monster High comic and it's wild.
We got Draculina and Clawline and I don't know any other names.
What the fuck are you saying?
We got Universe Hopping with Spider Boy.
Spider Boy, all my homies hate Spider
He's our
Boy.
favorite boy spider of all time.
No. Sometimes you gotta kill the Spider Boy and let the Spider Man be born. As adult, old man, this guy looks pretty good. He looks pretty cool.
Okay, so we have the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. This is the universe hopping Spider Boy. There you go.
Yep.
Spider lad.
The point is, we have a lot of good stuff to be talking about today, and we're excited to share it with you. We also have socials, which we will also share with you.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I can do the socials.
Oh.
So, yeah, you can subscribe here because I don't know how else you would be watching this. We're not on any other sites of streaming.
On Twitch soon.
Yeah.
One day, I might convince these guys to do on Spotify, but whatever. Anyways, you can also follow us on Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69. That's where you're going to get all the updates on when we're live and maybe a couple other things. Who knows how I'm feeling? You never know because I run the socials. But anyways, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. I do postings on there, bestie. I retweet a lot of things. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and I will give it to you guys, my AO3 account, which is where you can read my Alpha Flight fan fiction at witch_of_Jotunheim. Please go read that fic that I wrote. I actually kind of am working pretty hard on it, surprisingly. I never really work hard on fan fiction, so go read it. Yeah. If you want to find Jake, he's chilling out with a whole bunch of Lego Bionicle warriors, so hang out with him, I guess.
Just being weird.
I know, he's being weird. If you want to find Cryptid, I put him in the crypt. Don't worry about it. And if you want to find Austin, well, he's the brick wall that's keeping Cryptid in the crypt. So, yeah. They're using the same connection.
Gotcha. Too tired to
Anyways, yeah,
make a
that's it.
response. So,
But
all
yeah,
right.
if you like our stuff, that we have a bunch of timeless stuff we talk about. We talk about movie reviews. There's a whole playlist of that, and TV show reviews as well. You can watch our Dragon Prince review, starring
Both
Chris.
of them.
We also have, we reviewed some DC stuff. Aquaman, we did that. That was
Yeah,
cool.
we did. Me and Austin did the first season of Castlevania Nocturne, and I
There you
think
go.
we plan on doing the second season when it drops. I think Austin's down for that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, not last year, me and my friend Ash, we talked about the Glorious Masquerade event for the game Twisted Wonderlands. So if you want more Twisted Wonderland stuff, there you go. Go listen to that episode.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be.
And we're doing Alien Romulus tomorrow, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, but the Twisted Wonderland stuff will not be in the playlist because it's not a movie. But search Comic Fanatic, Twisted Wonderland. It will come up, I think, right?
Maybe I could check right now.
Oh yeah, go check right now.
I'm gonna check right now, and then I will confirm or deny it.
Yes, but
You'll
yeah,
know. You'll know.
Yeah.
If
But,
it isn't, we tried. We tried.
we did.
Just scroll down.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I guess we got an exciting episode. Let's cook it. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh
Hold up
yeah,
a sec,
yeah,
guy.
definitely. You just
Okay,
gotta,
let me
well,
let me
it's
get it.
there, but you gotta look
All
for
right.
it.
Okay.
Let me get
All
it
right.
started. Hold. Okay, Austin, all you, buddy.
Oh yes. I was playing Marvel Strike Force. Let me go back to my comic book real quick. At Immortal Thor, issue 14. I was really trying to
I
log North Star. I'm like 3 levels away from it.
I gotta say, dude, that is a badass cover right there.
It is.
Dude, I
Yeah.
was so happy they went with like classic old Zeus. Then like the
Yeah.
current Zeus. I hate his new look, bro, from Guardians of the Galaxy 2018.
Yeah, is he still cosmic?
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay, just
So
double checking.
people don't remember what happened to Zeus. Nyx killed off all the Greek gods in No
Except
Road's home, I
Hercules.
believe,
Except Hercules.
except Hercules.
Mhm.
But they came back in Guardians of the Galaxy 2018 with cosmic power and really evil, talking about the wheel has turned, and no one knew what the fuck they were talking about. And the storybook is about the wheel finally turning. It took them like 5 years, but it's turning now.
Hey, 5 years is a blink of an eye to a god, Austin. You know?
They lost to Star Lord. I'll never forget.
He got a power upgrade, Austin. Come on.
It made perfect sense. It was just funny.
It's like, yeah, he literally became the definition of a Star Lord in that power up. Yeah, so. Mhm.
Yeah, but this issue starts with the origin of Zeus. Kronos like, give me the child, I'm gonna eat him. My mom didn't
Mhm.
want to give her her baby, and then it jumps to Zeus in the future, and he is radiating all type of power. It's a really cool visual panel because he has the blue lightning, blue lights everywhere in like a red, pinkish background.
Mhm.
Hercules, Thor is freaking out. You see Zeus's lightning bolt for like the first time. He ain't using Guardians of the Galaxy. This thing for the first time like 10 years. You see Zeus lightning bolt.
Yeah.
He throws it at Thor, and Thor says, "Bro, come on now. I'm the god of thunder and lightning." And he says, "Lightning, turn," and he just doesn't hit him. And so obviously Zeus is getting heated. Nick shows up. She's like, "Bro, I'm gonna kill all y'all. I still want my advanced stuff, all the other stuff, because y'all beat me in No Road Home, even though Thor was not there." I guess he's talking about Hercules, but Loki saves them both for a minute, and Hercules like, "Whose side are you on?" Loki's still doing this bullshit with like, "Oh, Thor, I'm your greatest ally, your greatest enemy," and Thor's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh no, well, this is your second test." Loki's been testing Thor since he got the All Father power. We don't know why, but it is building to something at the very least. So I guess people aren't mad. I haven't seen no one complain about it like they usually would. So we're gonna let it rock. I hate Loki's design here. They're still doing the androgynous, but I think that's fine. I'm more mad about how stupid his horns look right now. or his,
Oh,
her.
is
I don't
this
know
the
what.
book where
Anyway.
was that? Is this the book where you see Loki and he's just like walking and it's like looks like he hasn't shaved in like God knows how long, like his
No,
legs.
I think that was early this book, but he looks nothing like that anymore.
Yeah. Whenever you say androgynous Austin, all I'm thinking about is Gold Dust from the old WWE days.
But I think was it Vincent? No, Valentina, Deadpool's girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever that was.
Valentine.
Valentine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Deadpool's
that
ex-
artist. It looked like that design,
Oh, okay. Got it.
but
Yeah.
it had like stupid looking horns.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you about to say, Witch?
You cannot outdo the doer.
Yeah, Valentine looks a lot better than this.
Hmm.
But Zeus and Nyx end up having a talk. And he's like, I'm Zeus. You kind of bad woman. I know you killed me, but you kind of hot. So I'm gonna let it slide. And I'm like, bro, they really brought horny old comic like accurate Zeus into the book now.
Ha.
Yeah. That's very cryptic. This man gets mad and he says, "Oh, so Loki's here too? Well, I guess what? I can't get you. I'm gonna kill Loki." So he throws the lightning bolt at Loki. Thor still says, turn. He's so casual too. It's really bad. Like he's posing with the hammer and everything.
I just like how Jung's making Thor a total boss in this run, you know?
Yeah, I feel like he's the only person to really show how overpowered the Thor force and like being the all father would be for Thor.
Uh-huh.
Because Avengers not doing it. The Avengers Thor itself.
Hmm.
But Zeus for some reason started throwing more lightning bolts. He's like, bro, come on now. I know you're a god. I know you're arrogant, but you're not this slow, right? You're not dumb. But Zeus and Thor started fighting, and Zeus grabs Thor, and Thor's like, "Bro, nothing you do can hurt me." But Zeus is like, "I don't need to throw a lightning bolt at you anymore. I got your hand. I'm just gonna make the lightning appear inside of you." So he lights Thor up. Hercules starts talking to Nyx and like, "Nyx, all you wanted in No Road Home was a place where it's all black and there's no light. This is literally where we are right now. You can just stay here and we'll leave you alone." And she's like, "Damn right. You're right. This is all I want. I guess we'll have a fight." I was like, she's being very reasonable. This is kind of insanely reasonable, but I'll let it slide today. But Zeus doing this was the worst choice he made in his life. Because Thor absorbed all the power of Zeus. But not only he's the All Father, he's the Sky Father.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I shouldn't
Thor
say Jesus because Jesus ain't got nothing on Thor.
cosmic power for the second time. It's all of Zeus's power and his cosmic power, plus the Thor force, plus the Phoenix power, plus the Gaia power, the power he got in Empire. Thor is too overpowered.
Oh my god, dude. Who's the bad guy in this run again?
Yeah. So we still got Thor, Loki, whatever that thing is.
Homelander Thor from Roxxon.
No. It's he's still planning to fight the Alt Guard, Alt Thor, Alt Loki out. It was like some weird previous versions of Thor and before, like Ragnarok and stuff like that evolved into something else, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But it ends with them talking about how the wheel is still turning and is about to break. And I really wanted to talk about it. The Thor, this is like the fifth time where Thor just been like, "Oh, you gonna use lightning at me?" No. I just think that's hilarious. It's become a more casual thing for Thor now. And he did the same thing with Storm when she attacked him. And he was like, if I really just wanted to, I'd let you hit me. Because if I really wanted to, I'd just be like, lightning, stop hitting me. And then the Storm, and none of her powers can hurt him.
Well, that ends the argument for Thor versus Storm, audience.
Yeah, so now Thor is definitively probably like top 5 Marvel characters right now in current time. And that's like with the not multiple man, Molecule Man, the Living Tribunal, all of them, like in that list. But that's all I want to say, man. I'm done.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
That was in the book. It's a really short book. But I can't we can't, since we're not showing off the fight, I can't show off a lot of the panels. But it was a great little fight.
Got it.
Go read the book, I guess, if you want to see the fight.
You see how Samuel You see that? You see that picture right there? Go read the book.
You see God versus God. What are you expecting, audience? You know, you're going to expect some mayhem. You know, some lightning's being thrown. But no, it's not. It does sound like one of those fan service type issues where people are going to want to look back at some of Thor's greatest feats. You know, that
Yeah, because that
battle.
was always a question people had because Marvel doesn't really push the Greek pantheon besides Hercules. So people
Yeah.
always. I remember we talked about this before. I think like a year or two ago. But the main thing I really wanted was them to do a war between the Greek and Asgard. And I think this is the closest we're going to get to that.
Yeah. No, we should have World War G, World War Gods. You know, just have like Khonshu versus against the Thor, against
God,
Hercules and all that stuff.
What
The battle of the
I
gods.
wanted.
are you out of your
What you
god?
looking?
What the hell?
What?
That's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah.
What I wanted was you heard of record of Ragnarok, which is an anime manga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted that type of tournament in Marvel, but it's gods versus gods. So the
Ah,
pantheons are fighting. Like this is the Ragnarok one, and the pantheons are going to be gone forever, or at least for a while.
yeah, yeah.
I think that would have been a really cool cosmic event.
It would. You'll need a whole planet as an arena.
Don't know they had their own pocket dimension, so they can't
Do you
destroy
think
anything in our world.
do you think Battle World is still around? You could use that.
They'll always make a new one.
True.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Thor better
And
be able to make a planet at this point.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But alrighty then. I guess with that, guys, we'll move on.
is it my turn?
Hold on. Yep. Hold on a sec. Which?
Hey, okay, it's my turn. I'm gonna be talking about IDW's new comic, Monster High, new Scaremester. It's like supposed to be new semester, but you know, monster puns.
Yeah.
IDW?
Huh?
No, I just realized you said IDW. They got a lot of new stuff, dude.
I know, but this is like one of their stuff, you know, whatever. But before I get into it, all you need to know is that this book so far is wild. It's wild, bestie.
Yep.
Okay, so basically, we do get narration boxes from our lovely our crypt keeper, you know, and everything like that. This is not Spectra. Spectra is not the freaking narrator, you know. She's the ghostly
Yep.
gossip. Just remember that. If you read this
Yep.
book, just remember that. Anyways,
Yep.
so it starts out with Headmistress Bloodgood. And she's like talking to these like hooded people or whatever. And she's like, "How dare you approach me with such an obscure request?" And they're like, "It's not a request, bestie. It's an order, and you have to follow it." And Bloodgood is like, "Okay, I'm the only one who gives orders here. Like, you better leave." And then they're like, "Or what? Like, your empty threats don't bother us." And so they bring up this one character named Hexica. If you don't know who that is Rebecca Steam's father. If you don't know who Rebecca Steam is, I don't know what to tell you, bestie. You don't know your Monster High lore, I guess. Anyways, so basically we learn that he's been missing for a while, and that these hooded figures know where he is, you know, and basically she has to go with them so that they can be reunited. And yeah, so she's like, you know, she's like, God damn it, I don't know what to do, man. And she's like, I can never portray Monster High. And it's like, you know, and these hooded figures are like, I guess you leave us no choice, and basically like go to attack her, and her head falls off her body because, you know, she's based off the headless horseman. It's fine.
Gotcha.
And so basically these hooded figures take her away. We don't know what happened, you know, like, we don't know where she's going and all this other stuff. But anyways, we cut over to the student body coming back into school, you know, and we learned from the narration boxes that normies have, which are the humans in this case, have threatened the very existence of Monster High. So the monster morale is pretty low.
Yeah.
You mind?
we have to cut over to our main girl Frankie Stein, who we see in the cover, by the way, and Claudine. We just like chit-chatting it up. And Frankie's all like, "Oh yeah, I've been working with my dad in the lab. It's been really fun. He's been picking at my brain a lot. It's great." And so we turn the page, and this is where it starts to get even like crazier. So we learn that Toralei Stripe and Claudine Wolf have broken up for some reason. It's like we just got them to be a couple. I wonder what happened.
My
And
goddamn OTP.
Yeah.
And we
Drama
also
for
learned that
drama's
her
sake.
parents are getting divorced.
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah. How do you think I felt when I first read this?
Yeah.
I was like, and I'm assuming that her dad took Claude Wolf, which is her brother, away with him. So that's not fun. So Frankie's all like, "Oh my god, like, are they really splitting up?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think it's for real, man. Like it's fur, like FUR, not FOR. Just letting you guys know because monster puns, and she's a werewolf." And so Frankie thinks of the best idea that she could think of is let's get the ghoul gang together, and hang out, keep our minds off of things. And Claudine's like, "The ghouls?" It's like, "Do you mean like Draculaura the Distant? She's like been pretty she's been pretty distant from us recently, And Frankie's like, "I meant Draculaura and Cleo." And Claudine is like, "I am not interested in spending time with Cleo. Not after she told everyone who would listen that I've been trying to like get it on with Deuce." And so she's like, "I can't believe that she would say that." It's like, yeah, me too. Like when you first meet Cleo, like in general, you would think that she's like that rich, spoiled, like asshole girl, But like she does really care about her friends, so the fact that Cleo was doing that nuts. But anyways, so Frankie's like, "I know you miss her and she misses you, like maybe you should talk to her." And then Claudine's like, "Yeah, I'll talk to her when she fucking apologizes." Right?
No.
Anyways, we cut over to one of the classrooms where one of the teachers is like, "Okay, like, to quiet down." And so basically the member of the school board is changing some of the school policy, and Draculaura comes in as a bat, and she like turns back into her normal form to explain the new law, the new clause, the laws of the land is great.
Yeah.
And Claudine and Frankie are shocked to see Draculaura because she has been distant. They haven't been able to speak to her in a while. Anyways, so there's new rules for the school, because of all the human attacks, So basically, I'm gonna read this verbatim. So basically, it's like no monsters of the night or any creature of the night shall freely roam the mortal world. There's absolutely no turning mortals into monsters, not through magic, biting, scratching, etc., etc. Romance between monster and mortal is strictly prohibited. Monsters should do all that they can do to uphold the secrecy of Monster High. So no publicizing any like existence, So that's fun. No monster shall transport any human to their designated realm or to any realm like covered under the rules. And 6, monsters must not fraternize with mortals in any capacity. And Draculaura states that monsters should abide by the rules in order to be fully accepted into monster society, even if that includes staying far away from normies. Which we see this like blonde boy, chilling out in the graveyard. So I'm assuming she's been hanging out with this kid for a while until like the rules. But they're probably gonna be breaking some rules anyway, so it's fine. Anyways, so she says that the consequences for breaking any of these rules is excommunication from the monster world, so funsies, I guess. And Manny Tor, he's kind of pissed off about this, like, "Oh, these like rules are bogus, like they shouldn't have this much power." And Laguna's like, "Yeah, but there's been a huge wave of danger, so maybe it should be all right to like, follow these for a while until the dust clears, Manny's not having this shit. He's pissed." And I'm like, valid. I would too. Anyway, so we get an announcement over the intercom, exclaiming that Bloodgood is gonna be will be gone indefinitely to quote unquote clear her head. No puns intended, because she is based off the Headless Horseman. So yeah. Anyway, so we learned that in her absence, there's going to be a stand-in headmaster known as Professor Frankenstein. So Frankie's happy, but Heath, Spectra, and Romulus are not so happy. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just Google it. Just have fun, Just go Google things. So they're all three of them are like, "Oh, this is bogus. Like, he's such a stickler for the rules. It's like, damn." And he's boring. Plus, this is gonna be a really long year. And Frankie's like kind of low-key self-conscious about it because that's her dad, And we can't be for sure. Well, we can actually be for sure about something because I've seen the movies. But Frankie's dad is the monster that Dr. Victor Frankenstein had created. This is because that's her grandfather. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So Frankie's dad is the creature that Victor Frankenstein made. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So we cut over to after class, and Claudine is like, "Hey, don't worry about all the other monsters, man. They're jealous, Like, he's gonna run. Like, you're gonna run this school." And Frankie's like, "Yeah, I appreciate it, but that's not true. Like, I know my dad can be pretty rigid, hyper focused, but he's still my dad, And so we see like a voice bubble coming from off panel, and we see Meowlity and Persephone, who are twins. That it's like Purr, like a cat, Stephanie, by the way. And then we see Cleo walking in the middle, where Toralei would usually be. I don't know why it's Cleo instead. And one of the twins is like, "Ooh, look, it's the headmaster's pet," And we see them walking down the hallway, and so Frankie looks at Cleo, and Cleo's like, "Okay, enough, Meowlity. Like, gotta keep it cool." And she's like, "What's your damage, Cleo? Like, I'm just stating the obvious." And Cleo's like, just stuff it, man. Like, we have better things to do than heckle commoners. And Cleo's obviously being a bitch here, and Claudine's like not having it. And she's like, "Her royal annoyance strikes again." And Cleo's like, "Yeah, I am royalty, and you should address me as such." And Claudine's like, "Yeah, fuck that." And so they're beefing. And so Frankie looks at this like board where signups can be, and she sees signups for the fear leading squad, cheerleading. And so we see Draculaura and Cleo already wrote their names on there. And Frankie's like, "Ooh, this will be like a perfect way to get the ghouls back together." And so she writes her and Claudine's name. This will go greatly. And yeah, so from the ink bubble, we see that that it says, while Frankie's keen eye caught the perfect opportunity to force reconciliation between Cleo and Claudine, she failed to notice the inkling of dangers creeping across the student body. So who knows what's gonna happen next issue? This is wild. I will let you know what happens next month. So going back to the rules real quick, like the new laws that they gave out, like there is a normie who goes to Monster High. His name is Jackson Jekyll. So what about him? Is he gonna get expelled? Is he gonna be okay because of Holt? Because Jackson Jekyll, Holt Hyde, they're the same person. So there are normies who have been and are currently going to Monster High. So I don't know what's gonna happen with him. But Frankie's grandfather went to Monster High. Just letting you know.
Ooh.
And I can't remember, but I think Hexica was also like immortal too, but I can't be for certain. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But I was not expecting this at all, but I'm not mad at it. It's different from what we normally see. But I like it. I will talk about the next issue next month in September. So stay tuned for that. So also I can't wait to get all the A covers, because I think you can put them together and it'll make like a coffin or something. I don't know. That's what I'm getting my thing from. But anyways, yeah, go read Monster High New Scaremester if you like Monster High. Also, go read Monster High Pride. That was really good too. don't know where Toralei is. And yes, besties, we did get a Valentine cameo at the beginning of the issue. Patch.
Aw,
Anyways, yeah, that's
gotcha.
Well, what
All
would you?
right.
What would you? No, wait. What would you rate this book? What would you recommend this book?
I would recommend this book, but as you know me, I am awful at ranking things, so don't ask me to rank anything. But I'm gonna have to wait and see what happens before I can actually give a ranking on it. So this is just the first issue. So
Okay, all right. All right. Well, there you go.
yeah, go read this book if you like Monster High and you want new stuff that isn't G3 related.
Monster High new script.
Yeah, you cowards.
The new
Yeah.
Scaremester.
New Scaremester. I'm not gonna do all the monster puns because that's gonna get annoying really
Yeah,
quickly.
for
So
sure.
you know that now.
Yeah,
But if I do, you'll know what it means.
gotcha. But all right then. I guess with that we can move on to the next topic. Hold on a sec.
Well,
All right.
It's
Please be good.
to go back to the time before time. Just a little preface for why I'm going back to this old ass series. So as a kid, I was a huge fan of Bionicle because those commercials were fucking amazing, especially like when you got to the Toei Nika saga. That was great. But
Mhm.
I never got to read the books. Like I got to watch the movies, but they only covered like one arc of the story. And then there was like one that took place so far in the future of that story. It was like I always say it's like skipping from like Avengers 1 to Infinity War. Basically like, whoa, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? So I finally got the chance. So I was like, you know what, let me just go back and review this, see if it holds up. And so I read the first book, Bionicle, The Coming of the Toa. This takes place in the island of Matanui. This is the very first story arc, following the Toa Mata. Toa being the word for hero. These heroes, unlike the other Toa before, have been handpicked by God to complete a destiny on their island to save it from the evil Makuta, who's basically just the world's biggest hater. The story
Is there a
itself
Matata somewhere down the line?
Say it again.
Is there Matata somewhere down the line?
There's a Makuta. Oh, all right. Yeah, basically the reason Makuta's all evil is just because he's just a hater. It's like literally because his brother Matanui, who the island is named after, he made the world, and everyone thought he was cool. And Makuta's brother was like, "No, but like, why don't you think I'm cool though?" and so he knocked his brother the fuck out, and he waged war on everybody else, basically. And so now the whole island is ran by Rahi beasts who have been possessed by Makuta. Basically, they're the animals, but they've been possessed by Makuta, so now they're evil now. And Matoran, who are basically the kids of this world, they're forced to fight for themselves while waiting for the Toa to come in and save them. Well, our story starts with the Toa arriving on their respective parts of the island. They have no memory of anything about themselves except for their names, basically. And they're learning their powers. And I like the way the book kind of explains how the powers work. Like Tahu, he's the Toa of fire.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my phone overheated, so I'm using my iPad for right now.
That's fine.
Gotcha. I saw that message. So
his power, his control over fire is so great that he feels like the power of a volcano soars through him, basically. Almost overwhelming degree. Like for a moment he's like, man, with this power I can like destroy everything on this island. He's like, no, wait, that's not why I have these gifts. I don't know who I am, but I'm pretty sure that's not why I'm supposed to have this. I need to keep myself in check, basically. And I'll say for the first 7 chapters of this book, it's a lot of just introductions. They're really short chapters just introducing the Toa characters. We have Gali, a short chapter about Gali, who we don't get much of, but the Toa of Water, Anua, the Toa of Earth, and then Pohatu, the Toa of Stone. I don't know why they're both pretty much the same in terms of power. I don't know the difference yet. But it's really not until we meet Pohatu that the story really kicks up. Because through Pohatu, we get to meet Kopaka, who you can tell the writers really like Kopaka, at least when he's introduced. Kopaka, as you can see on screen, is the Toa of Ice. And
that loser.
What's that?
He's a loser.
He thinks the other Toa are losers. Okay, that's
exactly. That's a loser mentality.
He's a Sasuke Uchiha here.
A loser.
Yeah, Kopaka is pretty much to himself. He knows the mission, which is basically to find the other mask across the island, use them to power himself, and then use that power to defeat Makuta. But he's not so grand on the whole, like, I have to team up with these 5 other people I don't know thing. Like, I don't know these people. I don't really want to team up with them. I think I'll do better by myself. And I think him and Pohatu, when they meet up, they have, like, kind of, like, really great banter. Because Pohatu is, like, when you watch the movie, Pohatu is like the blue collar worker type of talker, basically. He's a simple guy. He's fun, but like, and Kopaka sees him as a joke. But what I liked about what happens is the reason Kopaka eases up on him is because he doesn't expect Pohatu to be so quick-witted with his words. Like Kopaka's basically belittling him, but Pohatu keeps up with his rhetoric just as quickly. And Kopaka's like, oh, okay, I guess you're all right, so I'll keep you around. And they basically have their chapter is basically one big buddy cop adventure where they're going around trying to find a mask, and they wind up getting attacked by a Rahi beast, and they both get to see what makes their power so special. And seeing Kopaka slowly grow appreciation for Pohatu, even if he doesn't necessarily want to hang out with him all the time, he does see like value in his brother, basically. Where I did finish reading was at the chapter where all the Toa meet up, and I think that was also had the most interesting dynamics at play. What I really love about this story is like very early on, the writer knew how these characters are supposed to talk. All these characters, if you took individual pieces of their dialogue, you know who's talking because of the way they say things, basically. Just the way the dialogue is written, like their cadences, you can hear it in your head. That's how like well written the dialogue is, I would say. And I did like how their personalities clashed without it being too much. Some of the Toa want to work by themselves, some of them want to work together. And then you have Tahu, who's the hot-headed Toa Fire who wants to be in charge. But you have Kopaka, who's just basically like fuck this guy. Why does he think he needs to be in charge? Like, you can just like come in here and just like tell me what to do. Like, you know what I mean? There might be stuff we've seen before and other stuff, but the way it's written is so entertaining to watch. Just seeing all the Toa just shift their allegiances to like what they believe in based off like the conversations progressing. Like I said, it's once you get to chapter 7 onwards, so far it's been really well written. The dialogue's really well written, and it does take the other chapters do a slow job of introducing you to the world, because there are no humans on this world. A lot of this stuff is just kind of like the fantasy setting they brought up. You'll be learning terms for the first time, but it's a simple experience that you shouldn't be too lost with it. So far, I'm recommending the book. You could read it all for free online, as well as the other books. There's like websites for that as well. But yeah, it's really cool so far. So far, I'm enjoying it. I hope it stays up. I hope it keeps up. But yeah, that is so far Bionicle Coming of the Toa. A lot of introductions. But
no, good artwork, man. Good artwork.
yeah, no, it's great. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. I guess with that, we can move on to the next one. Hold on a sec. Go ahead. Who wants to do this one?
Why would I do
Anyway,
this?
then we're done with that lame shit. Let me tell you about Fantastic Four, number 23. The one where Johnny gets choked out by an alien, which...
Oh, wait, well, wait, you want to say something?
That picture of Reed looks how I feel when I have a migraine.
I
mean,
that's the
am I wrong?
Yep.
That's the face you make when you sneeze and your whole body hurt.
Jake, how does this picture make you feel?
It shows that Reed is a freak and he should not be appreciated or
Someone needs to match his
See?
freak. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
When I
You
hear
do
the
that
term
with
mutant,
pinhead.
this is what I think about.
Hmm. Yeah, watch your tongue, Jake. There might be a mutant out there that looks like this. You ever think of that?
So listen, it's different when it's a mutant, but when it's Reed Richards, he's a menace.
Look, one can't help it. The other one can. And he chose to look like this.
Chooses. Okay. That's
This
Okay.
was a choice.
This is a choice.
But yes, for people don't know, the literal title of this issue is called Johnny Storms Gets Choked by an Alien. This one. And that's
Gets
the
choked by
premise,
him.
and that's the title.
Mhm. Yep.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
The mustache won me over. I don't know if I can see Johnny without a mustache now. I'm not gonna lie. I think
Yeah, he
I'm
has
falling
a,
in love with the mustache.
yeah, he has that Paul Tuichel Senior sort of look to him now. So yeah, it's here to stay, audience. Yay.
Yeah, if I get Reed full beard and Johnny with the mustache in the same comic, I'll buy the whole run. It can be terrible. That's why I can write it. I'll still buy it.
Hmm.
But Sue's telling Johnny to watch to clean up after himself. He's eating a hot dog with the kids and
Yep.
basically just dropping everything everywhere.
Well,
Sue's
yeah,
power.
while Reed is back home studying up on magic, because remember, this is after they found out Doctor Doom is Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, no, they found out he found out vampires are real. He had to accept the truth.
Hmm.
You telling me that's a disease and not just science, like Morbius? Yeah, it's an actual thing, Reed. I'm sorry to say that.
Yeah, this whole book is dealing with the fallout of Blood Hunt. So yeah, you'll be seeing that.
But you see this weird panel like Johnny, but only his head's on fire. I think the only time we ever seen him in the pit did like this.
Yeah.
Like you can follow this. Usually it's all flame or like just the hand.
Hmm.
But him doing straight just all head, that looks fucking weird, bro.
Yep. Hey, showing self control, man, self control. But why is his head on fire, Austin?
From my understanding, he tries
Ab-
to flame on to start these two because one guy's a vampire, the other guy is it seems like a regular dude. They're about to get into a fight. Johnny's about to
yeah.
help, but he gets hit.
Yeah.
And
It seems like this was their way of depicting some racial tension between some humans and some vampires. Like
yeah,
the humans are trying to like say, "Oh yeah, you think you're better because you're walking in the day? Yeah, try, bite me," and the vampires are like, "Get bent." Um,
yeah, bro,
not
we're not gonna act
to
like you just like took over the world 2 days ago. I'm sorry to tell you that it's
yes,
not gonna get over that fast.
yes, exactly. I mean, I'm sorry to the vampire community, but come on, like you came close to turning everybody into vampires or turning humanity itself into your breeding farm.
Like
Yeah,
realistically, probably like 1 billion people died yesterday. Definitely
yeah,
millions.
yeah, definitely. So I don't know. I don't know what these vampires are thinking wanting to walk out in the streets in the daylight. Come on, two and two together. But
Yeah, but Sue comes in like you ain't gonna hit my brother. I don't know what the fuck y'all thought this was, and she puts everyone in bubbles. And she
mhm.
then the lady like Sue behind you, and like everybody's falling. They believe something's attacking. I didn't really understand the implications at first when I first read it.
It's science mumbo jumbo. Jake,
Yeah,
did you read
but
this?
it
Can
was
you
some type
explain
of
this?
impact that was infecting the planet at like 40. It was like 40%. It
Mhm.
was hitting over 40% of the planet.
Yeah, okay.
And funny enough, when you need Reed, he at home chilling with the thing, bro.
Yep. He's
I don't
like
even know if he
making
knows
the
what's happening at first.
yeah, I think he's just like trying to make a machine that can alert him when magic is around. So yeah, he's trying to make science out of he's trying to put science into magic, audience. You know?
He really thinks it's the MCU with what Thor said. In my
Yeah,
world, we call it magic. Yours is science, but they're one and the
yeah.
same.
Yo, Reed is going to make science magic happen, audience. He will. You watch. You know? Somebody has
That's
to
funny.
challenge. Somebody has to challenge Doom for Sorcerer Supreme after all.
It better
Okay, I don't
not
know if
be
you
Reed.
remember.
I swear to God.
I don't know if you remember. Game Theory did. They did a film theory about Doctor Strange and
Yeah.
his magic, and they basically include that MCU magic is basically like manipulating light. So
Yeah.
technically, I'm just saying you might see Reed do something like that. The MCU Strange stuff, but
Yeah.
he gets hit by the Reed gets hit by the impact. That's why he got that stupid panel that you see right there. And Reed
Yeah,
is
I'm
funny.
starting to feel like that right now. I'm slowly getting a headache right now.
hmm
Reed's reaction I thought was funny because he was like, "That shouldn't be possible." I'm like, "Why?
He looks
Why
like he's
can't it be
having a
possible?"
stroke.
Yeah, I haven't seen you do work to this. We haven't seen you in full body horror. Like, why is this not possible?
Give the guy a break, all right? He wants to obey some laws of physics, you know?
But I thought it was great. So they, Reed now knows what's going on. He's like, okay, there's a threat from space. Let's go get our car. Let's go figure everything out. Reed's the only person in his superhero outfit. I thought that was funny. Everyone's like regular clothes except for the thing because he's back to being in his drawers for
Yo,
the run again.
there's a limit to how much normal fabric could stretch, Austin, you know? So
But the thing can get pants. I mean, if the Hulk can have clothes, he can have clothes.
he has stretchable pants, man.
Whatever, man. But
hmm
we get a look at the Fantastic Four garage for the first time in since they've been back, I believe. And you see
Yep.
the Fantastic Four rocket. You see, if I believe this is
Dude.
the spaceship ran by the Skrulls, the red one. You see
Yeah.
the Thanos copter,
Not the Thanos copter. Jesus
you, you,
Christ.
the
you,
Thanos copter, the spider buggy,
yeah.
the Human Torch car, the little like old timey car,
You
and I don't know
see,
what the one closest to the screen is. I don't know what that one is.
yeah, I don't
I
know
run the
either.
Fantastic
But
Four rocket, but I don't know what it's from.
yeah, they also seem to have what looks like a nuclear bomb with a Ford logo on it.
That's a rocket.
No, there are two. Yeah, I know. There's one that's all blue in the right hand corner. I think that's what you're referring to as a rocket. But then there's one
Oh,
to the
yeah, you mean the
left.
Fantastic Four missile? Yeah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, what does a te-
That
what does a nuclear what does a nuclear bomb look like made by Mr. Fantastic audience?
no, it was I believe that's the one that was supposed to like recapture the cosmic rays. It was like some dumb story, but it was going to be like he was going to counter an explosion with another explosion at some point. I remember
Okay, okay. Half fire
that.
eats the old fire.
But you get Johnny tried to explain science to us for the first time in a while, and this man was
God.
talking about the OMG particle. Weird thing one, we never detected a particle as fast and high energy as this before. And then he powers up, and Johnny, I keep beginning like how good his control of fire is. So his whole body's on fire, but he's not burning his coat or his shades.
Yeah. Well,
It's a very good panel. Like I might make that a phone background at some point. I ain't gonna lie.
again, another
This panel that we're seeing right now with Reed, you're gonna
No,
make this your phone background?
no.
no. I say Johnny.
Yeah. Again, another upgrade for another member of the Fantastic Four while poor Ben is there in the corner. I'm just stoned.
Sometimes you can't fix what's already perfect.
I guess,
Yeah,
I guess.
if you I was going to bring it up too. Like if Thing got to get another power other than like being able to change at will. I don't know what you'll do. Everyone else's
Uh,
powers are evolving and changing.
Can I be
He literally
honest
just
with you
walks.
about that? Can I be honest
center
with
of gravity. He has his own gravitational pull. I don't know.
I
They
don't
make him
think
an
that he
airbender.
should have the ability to change back and forth because of how much history we've had with this guy.
Yeah.
I feel that
Yep.
will just undermine his character
So
growth.
okay, but
I,
okay. So
I
which
don't think it'll
what upgrade?
undermine it just because this was Reed's whole goal was to finally get to him to this point.
Yeah. Which what
Mm,
upgrade would you give the thing in that case?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't really thought about it too
They
much.
make him an
Um,
earthbender, like Toph.
I
You can't
I
fix
guess.
what's not broke, man. You can't fix what's not broke.
No, you
But
know what you do? What you do is you make it so he has the ability like an anti-Hulk type thing. So instead of getting stronger or something like that, he gets more dense. The rocks get harder.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's the best
I
you
don't think
can
that'll change
do.
too much, and I think it'll be easy to like keep around that he don't have to lose the power either.
Gotcha. Okay, that's the best you can do. So, all right.
But we get to see the Fantastic Four in their space suits. They look great, in my opinion. I really like these space suits. The
Uh-huh.
thing got on a full suit with full clothes. First time did run.
Damn.
Yeah. Put
I'm
that
downloading
shirt
it.
on. Put that shirt on thing.
But they're going into space to basically check out the God particle. Well, they're not going to space, but they're going into the sample to check out the God particle, the OMG particle, like they called it.
Mm-hmm.
And as they cut into it, it seems like this thing grows, like enlarges at a really fast rate.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember, they had to shrink down to get into it. But now it's basically 5 times bigger than Alicia.
Yeah.
That's not a good measurement, but you find out there's an alien in the God particle, the OMG particle. And as Reed's trying to figure out what's going on and how to stop, what's going on, it starts choking Johnny out. And that's why the title is called Johnny Gets Choked by Alien in this one.
Yeah. They come out with like this green tentacle-like octopus.
Yeah, it looked like a poor man's Shumagorath with a black like skin suit on.
Yeah. And then what does Sue do? What does Invisible Woman do, Austin?
I don't see it. You gotta tell me.
Okay, she apparently, all those OMG particles that are just randomly falling down out of the sky, she ends up creating like a cone.
Oh
so they can
yeah.
also be, she creates a cone coming from out of the Earth's atmosphere onto where their location is at, audience.
Jake, I want you as a Fantastic Four hater yourself, I want you to understand the scope of what she just did.
Okay.
From where she is,
Right.
she is it looks like she, let's say, multiple kilometers off the planet into space. How big this cone is.
Wait,
Yeah.
You can see the whole planet of Earth.
Right.
And the cone is bigger than that.
This is why we have to stop them, bro. I'm sorry. This is no.
Because people be underrating Invisible Woman because of her role as a caregiver of the team, but they established every goddamn time shit happens, she's the strongest member of the team, and people forget every time.
Listen,
everybody wants to blame Breed for blocking the sun, but it was Invisible Woman who did the physical part of that, audience.
I posted it. I posted it in pics in our thing. Look at that
thing.
Let me read and conceptualize it.
Look at that right there. And my favorite part that's doing like the Goku gathering energy for the Spirit Bomb pose.
Yeah, it does look like that. Lend me your energy.
Yeah.
That's a cool looking panel, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, this is honestly this might be my second favorite Fantastic Four run behind John Hickman.
Yeah.
If it keeps on pace or the way it is, I might put it over John Hickman. And I don't want to do
I've told her several times, if they make another Fantastic Four show, just do this.
Yeah.
But just do this.
So yeah. OMG moment for Sue. So what do you think of that scene, Jake?
It's dumb, but I like it.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty then. Disha does end where, the alien just chokes out Johnny, as Austin said. Right?
So, in the context of this, no. Okay, I feel like they've done this 3 times at this point, but I think it's only been twice this run.
What?
Where they blocked out the sun or the moon or some shit.
We blocked out the sun one time. The vampires did the second time.
Right.
And this time we didn't block out anything, okay? It's an invisible shield that no one else can see. It's just making the particles fall down to where they are so they can contain them all. Because they assume all of them have a little alien like this one.
Do you
Okay,
think?
just one.
Do you think that Sue Storm could fix the ozone layer?
At this
No,
point,
I don't think she can permanently make a shield. If she can make a permanent shield, then yes. But if she can't, then no.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just
Uh,
curious. I mean, she could be strong
yeah.
enough to do that.
Yeah, but
It's
technically
Sue
she should
Storm.
be able to. I just don't know if I think her shield still depend on her energy, so it
Mhm.
wouldn't be a permanent thing. I'm sure Reed can make it permanent
Yeah.
and just fix everything. To be honest,
Audience, like Green Lantern has nothing on Invisible Woman right now. At this point, you know.
yeah, I need to have a death battle like really soon. I don't have her fight the girl from Incredibles. Well, let's get it on.
Really? I'm going to use her powers right. She hasn't reached her full potential. That's not even fair.
The most don't make fair.
That's fair.
Jake, she's a middle-aged woman in her prime at this point. Like, how much
No,
you
no,
expect
no.
the
He's
last
talking about
girl
Violet
to?
from Incredibles.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
Violet. Oh, Violet.
Violet can barely make shields big enough that as big as Sue.
Yeah, that is an unfair fight. I'll give you that.
Wait. Who in a death battle would you have Sue fight against? You pick any character, any franchise.
Force fields I can think of right now, but I could give me a minute.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
go
That's
up
the only
against
person I can think of that's
That's
direct comparison to.
Now I can think of probably are some.
somebody who has darkness,
Hmm?
whose whole shit is darkness.
Darkness?
Yeah,
So
darkness is always light. Yeah.
Raven? What do you mean by darkness?
Yeah, I mean darkness in general. Come on, like I can't think of anybody else who can fight against Sue.
Oh,
All right, let's just do this. So we're gonna do the Fantastic Four, Sue versus the lady from the Terrifics. So that's both basically the Fantastic Four teams of Marvel and DC.
Okay. There you go. Original recipe versus knockoff. Okay. Yeah. But alrighty then. Like any final thoughts on this, guys?
No, just
Rating, I'll give it 9 and 10.
Cool. But alrighty then. With that, let's move on to the next topic, audience. And I got this one. Spider Boy disappeared from the timeline. Got
Spider
nobody.
Boy
Needs a home.
versus Spider-Man?
This is yeah, you heard us right, audience. This is the arc. Spider Boy versus Spider Verse.
I beat Clear Thunder. When I saw the title, and I thought it was like a whole different book than like the ongoing Spider Boy. That would threw me off.
Oh, okay, yeah. So in case the audience needs to be up to speed, like Spider Boy, Bailey Briggs right now, he's hopping across the multiverses, right? He's like switching spots with Spider-Man from across the multiverse right now. It's because something went wrong when Madam Web was trying to get everybody's memories back of Bailey, right? So yeah, of course, he stops by the Spider-Man 67 universe. He gets some crap from Jay Jameson. We need photos of Spider-Man and that Spider-Boy. Green Goblin comes by, and Bailey ends up running away. Yeah, you heard me, audience. He runs away because he has to follow the rule of Peter Parker. Like, I can't go up against anybody above a C-lister, and Green Goblin is definitely an A-lister.
I'm proud of him.
I didn't think he was gonna listen. I thought he was gonna be like, no, but like, well, great.
What, you want a boy to go up against the Green Goblin, Jake?
But I thought he would. I thought he just would. I just thought he just ignored it.
Yeah, usually the kids like to ignore what the adults tell them. To be fair, but he's not fighting like the best Green Goblin. You know what I mean?
But funny enough, like the Spider-Man that Bailey switched places with, he's telepathically communicating to Bailey. He's like saying, Look, he's about to kill Jameson. You gotta stop him. And Bailey's like, I can't. That's the Green Goblin. I promised the Spidey of my world that I would never go one-on-one with an A-lister like him. And the Peter of that world is like saying, sorry, kiddo, but you're the only one around with the power to do anything.
I'm sorry, child. You need to risk your life and die.
And
because you have a superpower, I guess.
Yeah, and that makes this my responsibility.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
tell me,
It's like,
Which
Peter, why
Spider-Man told him?
couldn't you just have
Hang on,
guns?
hang on. What, no, which Spider-Man told him to do this? Who told him to do this?
This is the
That
'60s Spider-Man.
Yo, fuck him.
yes.
Dusty?
Fuck him. Like, what an asshole. They're so stupid.
Okay, well, anyway, Bailey uses his camera to kind of blind Green Goblin for a bit. So this gives Bailey enough time to put on his costume, right? So he jumps into action. You know, Jameson is saying, like, of course, I knew that awful Spider Boy was in league with Green Goblin all along. But then Spider Boy is just trying to think of, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Oh, wait a minute. So I switched places with the Spider-Man in this universe. So that means I have his web shooters. All right. So Green
I
Goblin's like,
ain't gonna lie, I hated that because they have a line right before they were like, yes, that's how that works when you switch universe. Like it's not that works. There's never like that before. We'll let it slide, but that's not been the rule before today.
gotcha. But anyway, you know, Green Goblin's like, metal some brat, a pumpkin god should deal with you. And right before he throws his pumpkin god, Bailey shoots a web at his hand, and Green Goblin's like, "Oh no! What the?" Now that pumpkin bomb is stuck to his hand, ready to blow up.
That's funny.
Wow. Yeah, Peter, you never thought of doing this before?
I feel like he has.
Hey. Since he's Green Goblin sucks, okay?
Okay, I guess. So anyway, the bomb blows up. It knocks Green Goblin out. Bailey leaves a note, say, courtesy of your friendly neighborhood Spider Boy. And Bailey and this world's Peter switch places again. But unfortunately, it's happening again. Spider Boy is just switching spots with other Spider Men across the universe. He goes to like this one hostess Spider Man. You know, those old superhero ads where you have that one page of them fighting a bad guy only for the resolution to be the hero giving them like a snack or a cream bar or something like that.
He
All
young
right,
bucks don't know
so
about that.
okay, it's something old school, audience. But anyway, this just keeps happening back and forth, up until like Bailey actually ends up going to the Mayday Parker universe. Yeah, Tevia, if you're listening here, here's Mayday Parker. Thank Dan
Went
Sloth
to
for that.
M2? Damn, they went to M2.
So Bailey's there. Mayday's like trying to comfort him, like, okay, I've dealt with issues like this before. I have a contact. I have a number I could call the Madam Web up. Just wait right here. And amazingly enough, her parents are here, and you know, of course, her little brother. This should kind of be a big deal because remember, Mayday's dad died in one of the Spider Verse events, but they
That's
kind
in the
of
first
glossed
one. I'm
over.
not sure in the last one.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because like Peter here was like saying, yeah, wait, he was like, someone was mentioning like you died, didn't you? And he's like saying, yeah, but for a bit. And then they came back, and look, I got a whole new leg. You know,
Yeah. Peter
so
died, they
yeah,
killed her little brother. Well, that was the whole like the other plot line of the first Spider-Verse event.
gotcha. But anyway, Bailey ends up unfortunately dimensioning hopping again, and this time he appears in the Spider-Man the Animated Series world. This is
He appears in the in the
In
episode
the
where Peter finds out he's going to
cartoon,
destroy the future.
he's so
yeah.
fucking for it right
Th-
now.
this is the exact moment, like you know, when Beyonder summons Peter, and he has all those other different versions of Spider-Man there, and even Beyonder is like, "Why is this kid here? This is not a version of Peter Parker." Um, Brief scuffle happens, and all the Spider-Man are basically like saying, "Look, we have no time for games here, kid. Look, we're in the middle of something. What did you
Peter,
do to
I
our
mean,
Spider-Man?"
wait,
Yes.
I want you to
Yeah.
know this Peter in full Spider-Man armor trying to swing on this small child.
No, well,
It,
that
it,
version was a dick.
listen, it was a different time back then, right? You gotta understand.
Nah,
It's okay.
not. It was
Then Peter
established
with
that.
6 arms trying to get his man 6 punches.
That
yep.
was a different.
I don't know if y'all remember anything about the anime series. They couldn't punch people.
Yep. That was the thing. And they couldn't use guns, so they had to use laser guns. So anyway, basically everybody's like taking turns talking down on Bailey. Look, this is the last thing we need a kid around, even if he is like Bailey. What's your deal, kid? And Bailey's like giving this whole speech in tears, like saying, "That's just the thing. I'm not Peter Parker, or even a Spider-Man, and I never wanted to be. I just wanted to be me, Bailey Briggs. I never agreed to any of this. It was
Yes,
all
you did.
forced on me. And now no one even remembers who I am. Not even my mom.
If you didn't agree to this, take off the fucking suit. Wait,
It's his
Like, you know,
responsibility.
do that one
it's
iconic
not.
scene
It's
with
it's
Spider-Man.
really not. This is it's really not. He doesn't have to do anything. He just
Hey.
chooses to.
Jake, if it wasn't for him, J. Jonah Jameson of the 60s would have died.
No, because then the other Spider-Man would have been there.
No, because remember, Bailey switched spots with the Spider-Man that universe, remember?
Right, but if he wasn't on this adventure, that would never have happened. That's what I'm saying.
But it happened. No?
I'm just saying, bro.
Okay, so anyway, this goes back to our main universe where our main Spider-Man comes up to Madam Web, Anya, and
Hold on now. He ain't our Spider-Man. We're Ultimate fans now.
oh, okay, you turned Coke. All right, okay, so Ultimate seems to be the new flavor of the month. All right, I see where your allegiance are, Austin. So
Yeah.
okay, so anyway, Spider-Man comes up and he thinks he knows a way to bring Bailey back, right? Yeah, audience, you remember that mysterious deal that Peter was making like a couple issues ago? Like you didn't know who he was making a deal with. It kind of looked like one more day sort of thing.
No.
So yeah, okay, so yeah, apparently that person he was talking to anonymously was actually Madam Web. And she told Peter, yeah, there is a way to bring back all the memories of Bailey, but it'll come to you at a cost.
I'm good. I'm done. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up stuff for people I don't care about. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. So, okay. So basically, Peter goes through this whole monologue trying to bring Bailey back, and then he goes through his whole speech. He's a good kid, a bit of a smart aleck, only listens to me half the time, but most importantly, I'm pretty sure he still owes me $5.
You know, there's a Marvel character named Smart Alec.
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
What
He's a
Peter
dumbass
had to
that
give
looked in
up
the
to
bag.
save what Peter had to give up to save Bailey was shreds of his own destiny. So take that as you will.
No. What it was is that Peter has to forget the memories he had of that life he would have had he never been Spider-Man.
Thank God. Thank God.
That goodbye.
Thank merciful Buddha.
That
Wait, was that supposed to be a consequence? Like what was the,
that was the trade. That was the trade-off, Jake.
That's so
That
stupid.
Well, Jake, in
that
this
perfect
issue,
life.
he starts acting like, "Oh, I remember I said this was a curse, but actually, if these memories felt like a gift." And then that's so yeah.
Yep.
It's,
So
it's
anyway,
superficial, but it is a loss.
Okay.
so Bailey comes back and he's excited, like, oh, so I'm back? Of course, just look at me, I'm Spider Boy. And then Spider-Man's like, okay, now about that $5. And Bailey's like, wait, this again? Dude, you gave me $20 for a bagel and 2 Snapples, and that was like 3 years ago. Oh, wait, you remember that? Yes, I remember it all, kiddo. And everybody's like, yes, we do. You're back for real. Everybody has their memories of Bailey back. And Bailey's
This
excited because
was
that means,
a superficial way to bring him back, though.
and Bailey's excited because that means his mom has her memories back.
But she was
One
shot.
thing his mom's not gonna remember. No, there's no way you like unless the next issue, the final issue of this book, his mom's not gonna remember him. I this honestly feel like the lamest cleanup issue I ever heard of my life, bro.
It's magic mumbo jumbo. I'll give you that. But Jake, you were trying to say something?
Uh,
Uh,
she's probably shot or something. I ain't gonna lie. She's probably dead.
so you brought it Tevye earlier. Tevye left a comment online for this. And his
Okay.
comment was, at the very least, we got to see Mayday Parker Spider Girl finally get some respect in a Spider Verse book. So that's some good news at least. Honestly, I call that a win over nothing at this point.
Spider Boy's back, guys. Come on. This is basically going to be our Wally West moment, you know?
I don't care.
Okay, uh, Spider Boy is a decent character. I'm not gonna act like I hate him or anything. Uh, it just feels like a superficial way to get all his memories back, especially like unless the next book is gonna be going through those 3 years extensively and showing
Mhm.
just like everything we missed. I think this was a bad way to bring his memory back. If that makes sense.
Yeah, well, this isn't going to be the end of the story because, like, as the issue ends, you see Madam Web around the corner saying, "Okay, be careful, Spider Boy. You got what you wanted, but that always comes at a cost."
Yeah,
Just
actually,
like his mom won't remember him.
you had a supervillain who like really hated you, and that memory loss was to get you away from him. But now he's coming for your ass,
Yeah,
man.
No, your arch nemesis isn't Killionaire. It isn't that bowling ball head guy. It's actually the Exterminator.
I wanted to be the reverse
it's
spider.
actually Helen Fido with the sins of the Green Goblin.
I wanted
Look,
to be the
even
I wanted to be the reverse spider.
Mhm.
He was just a master hater.
Gotcha,
It's
gotcha.
honestly he's just a man with a spider for a brain.
Yeah.
Mhm. That could happen. That could happen. But yeah, like when I was reading this issue, yeah, I was feeling the novelty of Spider Boy doing the whole universe hopping thing weighing down, which is why which is why I wasn't really liking this issue. But at the end, it's done. So yeah, happy
Really?
about
I was
that.
only fine with it because the classic cartoon, so we don't really get that a lot compared to like all
Yep.
the other universes.
Yep.
I,
And
I I
they
really
were all
think
written by different drawn by different artists to match the
Yeah,
setting of that
I
universe. You
really
know.
think it should have been revealed that he's from a different universe. But since Dan Slott wants to put just Dan Slott just is like
well, Jake, you could have tied it back into Secret Wars
right, you
when
could
all
have.
the universes merged, and like his was one of the ones that got meddled up when the merge happened.
Right, but
Yeah.
since Dan Slott is insistent that like no, in my OC belongs in this universe. Fine. I just wish that the story leading up to this was like more serious. Like I wish we got like a little inkling of why this happened to begin with. At the
Well,
start.
get it, man. It's going to
Well,
pop up in
we
the
know
next
he got
Spider
stabbed
Verse
with the
event.
knife, and it made everyone forget about his existence.
Do we know
But
why?
we don't know who stabbed him. Yeah, we don't know what started
I
this.
feel like going into that mystery and that bleeding up to Bailey, maybe Bailey having to make the choice. Maybe there was a good
Uh,
reason for it. Maybe Bailey had to make the choice. Like,
here,
Maybe he stabbed
here,
himself.
yeah,
here's what it is. Peter's the one who stabbed him.
what?
Just,
Why'd you spoil it?
Oh,
no, no, no. That's what I'm thinking. I didn't spoil anything. Like
oh,
that's a
okay.
Oh,
theory.
Peter just
Imagine
finally
if that
snapped the head of
turned
him.
out to be true, then I'm gonna send Jake after you to kill
Yeah.
you.
I want to be the day he made a deal with
Yeah.
Mephisto. He also had to pay another price and he killed Bill.
That's like it feels like whatever happened because this story doesn't focus on it. It feels like such a fucking afterthought that Bailey was even here. It's like I just want to make Bailey just like in the. I just want to put him in here. I don't care how he gets here. I just want to be in it. That's how it feels like. I don't like the story. Like I said, I like Bailey. I just like his story. That's all.
Can I be 100%
Yeah.
real? I don't care about this kid, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait, he's
okay.
10 years old.
I don't
And,
care. I
look at all
genuinely
the
don't care about this child.
success
He's not my
he's had.
responsibility. Why should I care?
And look at all the success. Look at all the success he's had in
Yeah,
this
because
short
Dan
amount of
Slott
time.
is shoving him down our throats. So if anything, blame Dan Slott.
hmm
Being a bitch.
He has an
I blame
ongoing
Marvel
series.
at this point.
I'm over here trying to read my Death Note dojins over here, and you're over here talking about a little child going throughout the multiverse, which is probably a bad idea, honestly, mentally wise, but whatevers. And Jake, going off of your point, if you think about it, all characters created by a certain person can be considered an OC.
No, I mean like it feels like he's just forcefully inserted. I mean like and to an extent, yeah, I guess you're right, but it's like Bailey is so forced into the story that even the story doesn't even know why it happened. He's just making it up just so he has a premise, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it did feel like it was just like I'll figure it out later. Like there's no real plan here.
Right. So
Gotcha. But all right then, that's really it for this. So, all right, I guess we can move on to the next one. So hold on a
Thank
sec.
God. Let's talk about an actual good book.
Hold on a sec.
How dare you?
Do-do-do-do.
Cool. Hey yo, show the picture. Thank you. You guys can still hear me, right?
What the hell is that?
It's Normie. Anyways, I'm talking about
What is
Marvel
wrong
Voices.
with that?
Don't worry about it. Anyways, I'm talking about Marvel Voices Avengers Academy issue 8, also known as Monsters. So it starts off with Normie just chilling out like on a rooftop, well, on a ledge out like not too far away from Oscorp. And we do get some narration from him. He's like, "I'm Normie Osborn. I'm a monster. It feels important that you know that." It's like, bestie, you're like 12. You're fine. You're not a monster. You were just born into wealth. You're just a nepo baby, okay? Cool. We've established that. Cool. You're just a nepo baby with red goop around you. Anyways, so we cut over to inside Oscorp, where Norman Osborn is hosting a meeting with all of the other rich evil people. And he's like, "Oh, thank you for joining us. Is my daughter-in-law, Liz Allen, and I. We should set aside our differences and discuss some more important matters like these attacks targeting our companies." We see these two
Oh my
people.
god.
Yeah, I know, it's dumb. Anyway, so we see these two people from this company called Hexus, and he's like, "Will this take long? Like, we're overseeing this hostile thing, like acquisition of a biolab. And plus, like, we also don't care because our daughter Claire has piano lessons and she's really good. It's like good to know. She's also low-key kind of creepy. Anyways, and so one of them is like, "Oh, but our apologies, Miss Allen, for bringing up children. We know your son Normie's still missing." And she's like, "Normie will come home soon. He's an Osborn. They always come back." I'm like, damn, Hex,
They're
no
willing
one
to answer
cared.
things.
Anyway, so we cut back over to Norman, and he's like, "Yeah, we are sensitive to matters of childcare, everyone. My grandson Stanley is in the building as well. I'm sure he and Claire are having a lovely time in the employee daycare." So we cut over to the employee daycare. And Claire, who's acting pretty creepy, she's like, "Let's play. Like, I'll be the bank manager and you can be Mr. Bear. You and Mr. Bear can be like a couple facing imminent foreclosure." And he's like, "Claire, how are you here? Like, I literally saw you die. It was awful." By the way, that's true. She was consumed in flames in Marvel Voices issue 99. So she's like, "Don't be so silly. Hex's contracts extend well past cessation of life. How much you want to bet she's like a robot? How much you want to bet? I'll bet you a bottle of water. There you go." But anyways, she's acting pretty creepy, and Stanley's kind of freaked out, and he's like, "Are you still dead?" And she's like, "You're so funny. While Hexus lives, I live, sort of. Like, we grow together." Which we cut back over to all the adults, which good, because that little girl is creeping me the fuck out. Not gonna lie to you there. Anyways, so he's like, "Oh yeah, before we start, can we take as given the usual disclosures and all this other stuff, like the NDAs and shit?" And he's like, "Cool. Now let's get to business." So the lights cut out. Great. And they're like, "Oh my god, who cut the lights? Like, really? A power outage, Osborn? Like, that's embarrassing." And so we see, remember that Mysterian guy from a couple issues ago? Well, he pulls up and he's like, with his like the ball of mystery on his head. He's like, "Ooh, you guys eaten well, It's like, for decades, you've basically hollowed out every institution. You've gutted our healthcare, you fucked over education. You co-opted the arts. You polluted our waters. Fucked over our infrastructure. So fuck that. That's over. We will break your every copyright, publish every secret, and we're gonna have fun. And your sins will be brought out to the light. And this version of the Sinister Six pulls up. So we got Squid Kid, Apostate, Will-O-Wisp, Mysterian, Lizard Boy, and Rhinoceros. So this is fun. They're gonna fuck over these rich people. And so the Hexes people are like, oh my god, like, good meeting, Osborn, best of luck. Like, if our daughter survives, send her a car service. So, like, fuck their kid, Also, I hate to inform you guys, Norman Osborn doesn't have his waves in this book. So I would like to apologize to all of the fans of Norman's
So
waves.
he's not Norman. It's not Norman.
Yeah, no, he's not Norman. He still has the Widow's Peak though, so
he's normal.
Maybe
normal.
Maybe he's trying something new for right now, but unfortunately, he does not have his waves. Austin, how do you feel about that? Austin.
I'm here.
The man with the lack of waves from Norman killed him. From normal Osborn.
My bad. I was talking to my sister.
Yeah, so in this book, Norman Osborn doesn't have his waves, and I wanted your opinion on that.
Look, I need y'all to realize he doesn't have waves anyway. He has wavy hair.
But it's not here.
Like old school wavy hair. He doesn't have like black people wavy hair. That's all.
He doesn't have his wavy hair regardless. It's straight.
Yeah.
Look, I respect it. Maybe the waves made him evil. Maybe the Green Goblin dripped to that away too.
Well, he's still kind of being a dick in this issue, but whatever. Anyways, so cut back. So, Norman is talking to Squid Kid, and he's like, you imbeciles, this tower is a corporate headquarters, not a lab. And there's no tech here. And Squid Kid's like, oh, but that's where you're wrong, bestie. There's one important chemical sample here right now, isn't there? The Goblin formula. And basically, Squid Kid is gonna entangle like his tentacles around Norman. And so this is where Red Goblin pulls up, and he's like, no, tentacles off him, creep. And we get some more text, like narration bubbles from Normie, and he's like, my grandfather is a monster like me, and like dad was, like my mom. She has a symbiote too these days. Like, we all pretend not to know. It's fine. Yeah, she also has to deal with red goop. It's great. Anyway, so we see the red goop go around Liz, and we find out that she is the symbiote Misery. Funsies.
Yeah, she's been there for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't really follow a lot of Spider-Man related lore, especially Norman Osborn. So
it wasn't a good book.
Okay,
really
I'll take
fucked
your
up
word
with
for
her.
it. I mean, she looks cool though. I'll give her that. And so Rhinoceros is like, nope, and grabs Misery, and I think it's gonna throw her out of a window or something. I don't fucking know. Anyway, so Squid Kid is like, well, so much for whatever that was. So that just leaves. And so we see Will-O-Wisp being like, oh, you again, Osborn's pet security force. And so basically, he's choking out Normie, and he's like, I'm not a pet, So anyways, we see Apostate, she's like, obviously doing vampire shit. And she's like, look into my eyes, find the darkness there, drowning within it. And Norman is like, you blood-sucking witch, my willpower is too strong. And she's like, I don't give a shit. Honestly, she has probably one of the best designs here. Not gonna lie. Anyways, so Will-O-Wisp is like, I begged you for help to bring this nightmare down. Alchemix, Oscorp. These companies ruined my fucking life, and they also killed my family. And Normie, he's apologizing because, like, it's not technically his fault. It's his family's fault. It's not his fault. He's, like I said, he's just a nepo baby that just so happens to be born into a really shitty family. Anyways, so Will-O-Wisp is beating up Normie, and he's like, instead you beat me senselessly because I was stupid then to come along. Like, well, who's stupid now? Beats him up, And so we cut back to Squid Kid, and he's like, gee whiz, a symbiote, an Oscorp property? Damn, who could have foreseen? Anyway, so, and like, he's like, oh wait, I did. And he uses like sonic disruptors to like make sure that the symbiote doesn't work on him. And yeah, so Norman is like, "You'll never take me," and Squid Kid's like, "Oh, Norman, I said I wanted the goblin formula. Who said anything about you? You don't even have your waves, man. I don't want to hear it." Anyways, so we see Lizard Boy. We basically see Norman being like, "Oh my God, Stanley, no!" He does not give a shit about Normie. I fucking swear to God. Like, I don't think he noticed that Normie is like right there. Anyways, so we cut back to the daycare, and Lizard Boy is taking Stanley, and he's like, "Claire, help me," and she's like, "Why?" Like, corporations are burning and people are cheering. That's so sad. A child victim is exactly what we need to turn this PR nightmare around. Don't worry, Stanley. Dying is so easy. Hope it doesn't hurt. Bye. And like, Stanley is like, "What the fuck?" And Lizard Boy's like, "I'm just gonna do what I said I was gonna do. I'm not even gonna deal with it." He kind of reminds me of a mashup between Toad and a Knoll, like aesthetically more like a Knoll, but personality wise like Toad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, Squid Kid is like, he like gets the kid, you know, because Lizard Boy is doing his job. And apparently, basically I think we find out that Stanley has something to do with the freaking goblin formula or whatever. And obviously this kid is freaking the fuck out. He's like, "What the fuck? I just wanted to chill. I didn't want to have to deal with creepy kids and whatever the fuck this is." Anyway, so Will West is like, "Wait, what? You never said anything about kids, man." And Mysterian is like, "First rule of a caper, never fight on the job." And Willow is like, "You can't be okay with that." And Mysterian is like, I'm not, but we'll sort it out later." And Squid Kid's like, "Rhinoceros, where's Misery?" And she's like, "Geez, that's a lot of fucking stairs." She kind of like splattered. Looked like she was getting better though. And so Squid Kid's like, "Symbiote nonsense. Fine. Like, we got what we came here for." And so we see a panel, which is currently on the cover, by the way, of Normie just like kind of melting like the symbiote off, and he's like, "Please don't take him. He's innocent. He's still innocent. He's not like me." And Squid Kid's like, "An innocent? Don't be silly. He's an Osborn. There's poison running in their veins. Like, come on, Six. We got to get out of here before a real hero shows up." And we cut over to Normie just like laying on the ground covered in symbiote goop, and he's like, "My name is Normie Osborn. I am a monster. Because of me, people get hurt, and I can't stop it alone." And that's where it ends. So, in conclusion, Claire is fucking creepy right now, man, and I think she's a robot. That's my hope, that she is a robot.
You
Anyway,
hope that she's a robot? You hope that robots take us over?
No, I just hope that she is a robot so I can feel a little bit better about this child being creepy.
Oh, I get. You know what? I guess that is pretty fair. That is pretty fair.
Yeah. So anyway, next issue, I think we're gonna continue on to this point, because I feel like if we just like do a whatever issue next, like, come on, man, you can't just like leave this astray, you know. Like, Normie is still in his beach clothes, man. He's just chilling out with his Hawaiian shirt on, man. Anyways, that's where the issue ends. Tell Cryptid to get his ass back in here.
Okay. We'll have a brief intermission, and we'll be back after these messages. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. Anyways, this episode is not sponsored by anything, but I'm gonna plug in my Alpha Flight fanfiction. So if you want to read an Alpha Flight fanfiction where Kyle Janadu gets to be cool and hang out with Shaman, go read that on AO3. Thank you.
Awesome.
So,
what's going on, bro?
He's passed out. Jesus Christ, Austin, man, you snoring.
Yeah, you good?
All right, ready for the next topic, guys?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The magic had emergency style.
Jeez,
Yeah,
the next
let's
one's
do
all him
Penguin
too.
before we do Ultimates, because I don't know what's up with Austin right now.
Oh, yeah.
Austin, I didn't read Ultimates issue 3. You gotta wake up.
Okay. Well, I guess we could just skip the Penguin. It's not going to be that long of a topic, so.
Yeah, we'll skip the Penguin. If Austin doesn't wake up, we'll save Ultimates for next week. Deal?
Gotcha. Okay. All right, audience, we're talking about Penguin number 11. Yeah, not haven't been the biggest fan of this run. Just Tom King. Like, I'm not expecting much hits with Tom King. Let's put it that way. So yeah, I was listening to an interview of him about this run. Like, this is really supposed to be like the comic you will want to read to coincide with, I guess, the tone that HBO Max Penguin show is going to be. And I really hope this isn't. But anyway, this issue starts us off with Penguin getting beaten up by Batman. Because, wouldn't you know it, Batman feels betrayed. Because according to Batman, right? Hold on a sec. Look, Penguin and I have had an understanding for years. He provides me information, and in return, in order that he might gather more information, I allow him limited room to operate in Gotham. Like, what the fuck? So you're telling me, and like Batman just goes on this whole monologue saying like, yeah, I've been working with Penguin since the day I've been wearing a cowl, this and that. Like what?
All right.
What the hell, Pop?
I think that was established recently, but that I don't know.
I don't know. This is just like an ass pull Tom King. Like, okay, this needed to just have been an Elseworld book, all right? It could have solved a lot of issues. But anyway, Batman's just kind of pissed off because, look, apparently Oswald has been feeding him informations to take down his twins. You know, Addison and Aiden. You know, Addison being the the female penguin, and this and that. So that's what apparently Batman's been doing. He's been beating up a lot of their top heads, this and that. But when he finally got to Addison, you know, given the fact that she's exactly like her dad, has just ratted her dad out as to like all the stuff he's been doing behind Batman's nose, you know? So like Batman, you seriously weren't expecting Penguin to backstab you, dude? Like, and then Batman just makes up the ultimate choice, like saying, okay, now it's his word against hers. A woman I was meeting for the first time against a man I've worked with closely for almost as long as I've worn the cape and cowl. I believed her. So this is basically Batman just saying, yeah, Oswald, we're done. Whatever path you go in, I'm just going to treat you like any other criminal, this and that, you know?
Okay.
Whatever, you know, Penguin just comes back to his place. Turns out his wife left him. Oh, speaking of wives, earlier on in this book,
Get good. You lost your wife.
oh well, I wouldn't be celebrating losing spouses, which because the following scene is with Addison Cobblepot. Remember, early on in this run, she kidnapped the boyfriend of Black Spider, and
I don't know who these people are.
You ever watch Assault on Arkham Witch?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Black Spider's a D-list, C-list villain. Okay,
Okay,
he's
I
just
don't read a
happened.
lot of DC, and you expect me to know who a D-list character
Yeah.
is? You
That's
out of your
pretty
mind?
Yeah, I guess that's too much to expect for anybody, you know. But anyway, so basically, early on in this run, she kidnaps and holds his boyfriend hostage. So he has to. Black Spider was working for Addison, but she felt like he wasn't giving his A game. So she kidnaps and is holding his boyfriend hostage, kind of motivate him to, you know, kind of be employee of the month, basically, you know? Hey, what better way to motivate someone, right? But she flat out mentions, yeah, I killed him. I killed his boyfriend last night. And the last image you see is her brother, what looks like he's about to shoot him in the back of the head. Again, she's exactly like her dad. So, more stuff happens. You go Penguin in a living room, monologuing this and that, talking to one of his cohorts. Then he checks back into his handler. Now, Jake, this might be fun for you because early on in this book, Penguin was just happily enjoying his retirement in Metropolis, right? But it was actually Amanda Waller who gave the order to bring in Penguin so that he could go back to Gotham and be like the kingpin of Gotham, so that he could be under her thumb.
And
Yeah,
all
yeah, you,
to Amanda Waller. Okay.
yeah. You hear that, You hear that, Jake? She eliminates all the heroes and is looking to bring crime bosses back into power.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, whatever. And Penguin's handler, I don't know what her name is. She's a chick with a scar on her head, in her eye, and I don't know if this is like Tom King just overcompensating, like saying, "Look, this is how real interrogations work," because she's just nonstop cursing. Like, let me read you a line. Maybe you didn't beeping hear me, so let me beeping repeat my beeping heartfelt sentiment. Oswald Cobblepot, you beeping loser, beep you. Like, dude, like, um, whatever. So Oswald comes back to his hideout. You see some goons coming in to assassinate Oswald by order of Addison. Oswald has the forces he was given by Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller gave him a team called the Force of July. Yeah, a patriotic based team that nobody knows about. And hell, I don't even care about this team. An American patriotic team audience. Tom King, what did you do to me, man? What did you do? So this basically ends with Oswald's son Aiden. He was one of the people leading the assault to kill Penguin. He does make it up to his room, and like he does get shot in the arm, and he's like, "Daddy." And then Oswald's like, "Aiden, son, what a marvelous surprise. How are you?" I have a bullet wound in my shoulder. Like, and so he's like, "Daddy, help me!" And then Penguin just grabs his umbrella and just stabs him in the bullet hole. And yeah, great cover, guys. It's a great cover.
Jesus Christ, do you hear the snoring?
What the heck happened during your discussion to knock Austin out, man?
I brought up the fact that Norman Osborn didn't have his waves, and I think
The
that
waves?
probably knocked him out.
The lack of waves killed him.
Yeah,
Okay.
it killed the wall. Norman Osborn
All
killed
right.
the wall.
Gotcha. But anyway, yeah, that's it for this issue. I think there's only one more issue left in this, and I'm just done with Tom King. Like, it had such a phenomenal beginning thanks to Chip Zdarsky with Penguin Takes Flight issue 0. It was like my best issue of the year, audience. Only to see Tom King coming in, like saying, "Okay, now it's my time to take the wheel." Like, beep you, man, beep you. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
let's wrap things up, right?
All right.
Yeah, we'll talk
yeah.
about the Ultimates next week.
Gotcha. I could talk about She-Hulk. Well, dang it, I don't even think I have pictures.
Let's just
save it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well.
But yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You know the drill, audience. If you liked us this far, leave a like, subscribe. Do all that cool stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk to you all later.
Okay. See you, audience.
We'll
Bye.
see you tomorrow. If we see you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Bye.